They carried you through scraped knees, midnight fevers, and countless sacrifices you never even saw. Now, time has shifted the balance. The roles are quietly reversing. Doctor visits, prescriptions, home repairs, no longer far-off concerns. But rising costs landing the easiest way to prepare for aging parents' expenses, without going broke squarely in your lap. For Gen Xers, this is the chapter no one warned us about. We braced ourselves for the cost of raising children, but rarely thought about what it would mean to support parents at the same time. And it's not just numbers on paper, it's the weight of an unspoken promise. To be strong for the ones who were once strong for us. But here's the truth. Love alone doesn't pay the bills. Without a plan, even the best intentions can lead to burnout, resentment, and financial collapse. With a clear system, though, you can honor your parents' dignity, safeguard your own stability, and do it without draining your future. The hidden cost of caring at first. The costs creep in quietly. A small copay here, a prescription refill there, a minor repair to keep the house safe. But piece by piece, what once felt manageable begins to stack. A sudden hospital bill, travel for specialist visits, part-time caregiving, or the unpaid hours you take off work. Each expense feels justifiable, even necessary. But together they begin to overwhelm your budget. This is the invisible weight of caregiving. It shows up not only on receipts, but in sleepless nights with spreadsheets, intense family conversations, in the constant mental math of what you can and can't afford. And because Gen Xers are often already balancing mortgages, college savings, and their own retirement plans, these additional costs don't just press, they suffocate. The hardest part is the guilt. You whisper to yourself, "They raised me. I should be able to handle this." But the reality is different. Most families don't fall because they don't care. They fall because they never saw the wave coming. Preparation isn't selfish. It's survival. Because without a plan, those hidden costs swell into a storm that can drown an entire household. Why most families go broke trying to help most. Households don't collapse from a single overwhelming bill. It's the steady drip of unplanned expenses that drains them. Swipe the credit card, borrow from retirement, sacrifice future savings. In the moment, it feels like love. After all, these are your parents, the people who gave everything for you. But that sacrifice comes with a hidden cost. By reacting to every expense without structure, you trade tomorrow's stability for today's relief. What begins as an act of devotion can quietly turn into a cycle of debt, stress, and exhaustion. The truth is simple. Love cannot replace strategy. Without boundaries, even the most devoted children end up burned out, financially and emotionally. This is the trap so many Gen Xers fall into. They're not failing their parents, they're failing themselves by not preparing. And when you go broke trying to help, no one truly wins. The mindset shift that saves youth first change isn't financial. Too many people treat every cost for their parents as theirs alone, when in reality, care must be a shared mission. Shifting from, "I must cover everything," to, "We must prepare together," changes the game entirely. This starts with conversation. Yes, money talks are uncomfortable, but waiting for crisis only makes them harder. Sit with your parents before emergencies hit. Ask, what resources are already in place? What benefits or insurance can help? What changes can be made now to prevent strain later? These talks move you from panic reactions to purposeful planning. It's not about abandoning responsibility. It's about protecting everyone, your parents, your kids, and yourself. Once caregiving becomes a family project instead of a solo mission, the guilt fades and the pressure lifts. You move from drowning to breathing, from chaos to clarity, practical tools that make planning simple after the mindset shift. You need real systems. Start with a shared family budget, not just your own, but one that accounts for your parents' income, pensions, and benefits. This makes the invisible visible. Suddenly, you're not guessing. You're dealing with facts. Create a separate account for caregiving expenses. This keeps those costs from bleeding into your personal bills and provides transparency if siblings or relatives share responsibility. Even small, steady contributions from multiple family members can build into a safety net. Use technology to your advantage. Free apps can track medical expenses, split payments, and send reminders before bills arrive. The goal isn't perfection, it's clarity. And clarity keeps you from treating every new expense like an emergency. The power of small contributions. Over time, most people imagine supporting aging parents as an avalanche of impossible costs. But the truth is, steady effort beats big gestures. Setting aside even modest amounts each month builds momentum. Over years, these contributions grow into a cushion that softens the blow of major expenses. Think of it as planting. A single seed doesn't feed you, but a steady garden sustains you through every season. You don't need to move mountains at once. You need to keep planting, consistently. This approach also spreads the weight. When siblings, relatives, or even your parents contribute regularly, no one shoulders the burden alone. What feels impossible for one becomes sustainable for many, avoiding the trap of debt. While carrying one of the biggest mistakes families make is leaning on debt when emergencies hit. Credit cards and loans seem like a lifeline, but interest quickly changes your future. Soon, the burden isn't just your parents' needs, it's your mounting payments. The solution is boundaries. Build a dedicated emergency fund that stands apart from retirement savings or your kids' education fund. This buffer gives you space to respond without panic. And when the bills come, you'll be prepared with resources you created intentionally, not money borrowed at a price. By refusing to lean on debt, preserve not only your finances, but your peace of mind. You can care for your parents without sacrificing the stability you've worked years to build. That balance is what allows you to support them fully without undoing yourself. The importance of honest conversations with parents. Many people avoid financial talks with their parents because they feel awkward, even disrespectful. But silence only leads to confusion and conflict later. A gentle, honest conversation today can save heartache tomorrow. Approach with empathy. Instead of asking bluntly, "How much money do you have?" try, "I want to support you the way you'd want. Can we look at this together?" That small shift makes the talk feel like collaboration, not interrogation. These conversations uncover solutions early, adjusting budgets, reviewing insurance, or making practical changes before crisis strikes. The real gift isn't just preparation, it's peace. Peace that decisions will honor both your parents' dignity and your family's stability. Conclusion. Protecting what matters most, caring for aging parents, may be one of the hardest chapters of your life. But it doesn't have to break you. With foresight, planning, and compassion, you can transform what feels like a burden into a roadmap for stability. By building a cushion, setting priorities, and involving your parents in the process, you give everyone a stronger tomorrow. The easiest way forward isn't about having endless money, it's about using what you have with purpose. Each step, no matter how small, is an investment in security and peace of mind. And in the end, the greatest gift you give your parents isn't just care, it's the promise that they will never walk these years alone. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to receive free giveaways in the future videos.